So the battle for Gujarat is now officially underway. Elections will be conducted in two phases. The first phase on the 1st of December, second phase on the 5th of December, and counting along with Himachal Pradesh on the 8th of December. Now, reacting to criticism over the delay in the announcement of dates for Gujarat, the Chief Election Commissioner, Rajiv Kumar, has said that there are still 110 days left before the end of the Assembly tenure. That's the 18th of February 2023. So, the elections have been announced well in time. Let me go across to Sanket for more on this now. Sanket, a valid argument, would you say, over there from the Election Commission, considering they've come in for sharp criticism, especially from the Congress party?
You see, Maha, as far as rules are concerned, I think the Election Commission is very clear. This is in no way a violation of any rules. What the Congress party continuously maintains, or the opposition is maintaining, that the dates for the Gujarat elections were not announced along with Himachal so that the Prime Minister could have some extra time available to make certain big decisions and make big announcements, which post the announcement of elections you can't do because the model code of conduct is in place. He's given his reasons, and I think most of the reasons that the Chief Election Commissioner gave were to do with the legality and not the immorality of this decision. Of course, the Election Commission also maintains that legally speaking, they've gone by the rules, they've followed precedents. This is not for the first time this has happened. The gap between announcement and election, this is also not the shortest. All those answers he has already answered. But you see, the big battle has now begun and the announcement made. First phase election is going to take place on the 1st of December, pretty much like it happened the last time. And the second phase is going to take place on the 5th of December. Now, we do not know, and we'll have to wait for the breakup from the Election Commission, because that detail has not been given. Usually the Election Commission does give details of how many assembly constituencies will go into polls in phase 1, how many in phase 2, which part of Gujarat will go in phase 1, which part in phase 2. So we'll have to wait for that detailed document in just a short moment to know how this has been divided. Usually it is the division in Gujarat is Kutch and Saurashtra, so it's North Gujarat and South Gujarat. That's how it is usually divided. How is that going to happen this time around? One does not know. The counting will happen on the 8th of December. So on the 8th of December, we'll have the result. Now, politically speaking, Maha, we've been talking about this in the past also. This is for the first time in, the recent political history of about 26, 27 years in Gujarat that you have a three-way contest. Now, obviously, the Congress does not believe that this is a three-way contest, but an Aam Aadmi party has thrown its hat in the ring.
Yes.
You've got the Congress party, which is trying to retain its turf as the principal opposition party and perhaps have a shot at the center, or a shot at power. And the BJP, who are the present incumbents of 26 years. So it's a prestige battle on all three fronts. But it'll be very interesting to see whether the Aam Aadmi party is going to be the disruptor for Congress, or will it be the disruptor for the BJP? Will they eat into the votes of the Congress, or will they eat into the votes of the BJP? Because if they damage Congress, then, a simple math and calculation will tell you that this is a very easy win then, in that case, for the Bharatiya Janata Party.
All right, so let's take that thought forward with Ankit Tyagi, who's joining us live now from Ahmedabad in Gujarat. Ankit, we were talking about specifically the third party that is making waves of some sort, at least created a three-cornered contest in Gujarat, the Aam Aadmi Party. What has been their campaign like so far? And Ankit, what are their plans ahead from here on as election dates have now finally been announced?
Well, they are the new kid in the block, on the block, in fact, here in Gujarat, and there is no doubt that people are talking about them. But whether that translates into votes for Arvind Kejriwal and his party, that would be interesting to see tomorrow, in fact. And, what a timing it is, because today the elections have been announced. Tomorrow, Arvind Kejriwal's campaign of asking people. Their tried and tested formula of going to people, asking them, tell us who should be our chief ministerial candidate. That campaign ends tomorrow. Mr. Kejriwal is going to be here at around noon, about 2 o'clock. They are going to announce their chief ministerial face as far as this Gujarat campaign is concerned. It is most likely going to be a former television journalist, in Gujarati, hotshot television journalist, Istan Gadvi, who is now with the Aam Aadmi Party, most likely going to be named as the chief minister face of the party. But, important would be this, that from tomorrow till 8th, Arvind Kejriwal is in Gujarat. They are going across. They'll be coming to Rajkot. They'll be going to Morbi, other places as well. The fact, Maha, is that whether the Aam Aadmi Party would be able to make people believe that they are a better alternative than the Congress Party, because while we were traveling, there are a lot of people, those started feeling the Congress fatigue. They feel that, we are voting for them, but they are not winning. And this has, in fact, increased after the 2017 election, because that was being seen as an election for the Congress Party to win. There was a concerted effort, Rahul Gandhi doing more than 100 sabhas, and the Congress Party actually got the best results in almost 3 decades that they could muster, but even that was not good enough to take them past the majority mark. They got about 77 seats in 2017. The BJP, after a very long time, were at 99, which is just 7 over the majority mark in 2017. So it will be interesting to see whether that fatigue factor translates votes or, gives any kind of boost to Aam Aadmi Party, or people think that, they are just the new ones in the block. They might not be able to do much. And the infrastructure problems that the Aam Aadmi Party might face, booth agents in every village, booth agents in every polling station, whether those things do creep in. So that will be the interesting thing to see. But very quickly on the point that Sanket was making, that we have not yet known which constituencies would be going in poll in the first phase, which one in the second phase. That also, in fact, is a very important factor, given the Congress is strong in North Gujarat and rural areas. We'll have to wait and see how that.
In fact, I see Ankit and Maha. I think Arvind Gunasekar is there at the venue where the press conference happened. Arvind, do we now have information on how these phases are going to be divided? How many constituencies going to polls in phase 1 and in phase 2?
Yeah, Sanket, in fact, the Election Commission has given the list of where they have given the how the constituencies will be segregated into 2 phases. In fact, I don't have the exact count, but they have given the list, and I think we can put it out shortly. But coming to the other point regarding this, because there have been several criticism coming from the opposition quarters about how the Election Commission has delayed the announcement of polls in Gujarat, and there are also questions that why didn't the Election Commission club the elections of Gujarat with Himachal when the Election Commission announced the dates for Himachal at least 2 weeks earlier. But what Election Commission has said is that there are several factors that have to be considered before announcing the schedule for any assembly. In fact, what they are saying is that the tenure of this particular assembly, that's the Gujarat, is still sometime at around 18 February 2023. That's almost a good amount of time that the Election Commission has, and that's why, keeping everything in mind, including the security apparatus and all other things in mind, that's how the Election Commission decided to announce the dates for Gujarat Assembly completely separately, because they didn't want the model code of conduct, a lengthy model code of conduct in both the states. If the Election Commission were to announce the elections of Gujarat with Himachal, then the model code of conduct in Gujarat would be quite a lengthy one, and that's why, in order to cut short the model code of conduct, etc., and that's why the Election Commission says that they decided to segregate both Gujarat and Himachal. And all on this very important issue about this Morbi tragedy, the Election Commission said that they will ensure that the level playing field is maintained. They would not allow anything that would vitiate the free and fair elections in the state of Gujarat.
Right. Tanushri Pandey is also joining us now from Morbi. In fact, Tanushri, this election undoubtedly is happening in the shadow of that massive tragedy in Morbi. Do people believe that their voices will be more effective or important at this point when elections are being held to help them get justice?
Maha, of course, the election dates have been announced, but I'll also like to establish where we are right now, where for the last 48 hours and more now, the search operation still on. One of the most unfortunate incident, perhaps not just in the state of Gujarat, but in, the entire country has witnessed in the recent times, took place here in Morbi district of Gujarat on Sunday, where at least 135 people lost their lives. So yes, definitely the election results have been announced, but also let's not forget that what kind of tragedy right now the entire state is trying to get over with. Now I have some of the locals of Morbi with me, and I will take some questions as to understand what is the mood on the ground regarding such a huge tragedy has taken place. ज़्यादा सबसे पहले आपसे सवाल लेना चाहूंगी, आप वही सज्जन है जो इतने दिनों से खाना खिला रहे हैं सभी डिफेंस वालों को, मीडिया वालों को लगातार। सबसे पहले शुक्रिया करना चाहूंगी आपका। अच्छा, आप अब ये मुझे बात बताइए, इतना बड़ा हादसा हो गया, 135 लोगों की जानें चली गई, परिवार खत्म हो गए, बच्चे मर गए। चुनाव का डेट आज अनाउंस हो गया है आप लोग के यहाँ, 1 और 5 तारीख को चुनाव है, 8 दिसंबर को रिजल्ट है। चुनाव पे इसका किस तरीके से असर पड़ेगा? सबसे पहले बता दूं, किसको वोट देंगे मुझे मत बताइएगा, चुनाव पे असर कैसे पड़ेगा? क्या सरकार से कोई नाराजगी है लोगों की?
मोरबी के लोग तो बहुत नाराज है। जैसे इतनी बड़ी बहुत पुरानी इमारतें हैं और इमारतों को जो रिसर्च नहीं करते और जो जिसके गवर्नमेंट में आता है, अधिकारियों में जहां भी आता है, और ये जब शुरू किया तो पहले अगर चेक कर लिया होता तो जो इतने बच्चों की जो जाने गई ना मोरबी में, तो वो नहीं जाती। और जितनी भी बहुत पुरानी इमारत है ना, उसके ऊपर हर एक सिक्योरिटी गार्ड होने जाए। तो इसके हिसाब से जो तंत्र की जो जहां से शुरू है, ऐसा तो मैं कोई नहीं बोल सका कि जिसकी भी सरकार हो, जो बहुत से पुरानी इमारतें हैं ना,
तो नाराजगी आप कह रहे हैं?
हाँ, उससे
आप मुझे बताइए, आप वोट देते हैं, यंग वोटर हैं आप गुजरात मोरबी के, इतना बड़ा ट्रेजेडी हो गया है, 135 पीपल हैव लॉस्ट देयर लाइव्स। कैसा ये इलेक्शन में आपको लगता है पोलिंग पे इसका असर पड़ेगा? इज देयर एंगर रिगार्डिंग टुवर्ड्स द गवर्नमेंट?
No, that's not issue, but I will say Morbi's people are understanding very well, as well as cable bridge was collapsed is such a mistakes by locals, and other thing was that there is no proper safety way.
करेक्ट।
Okay, can you understand that?
म्यूनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन
Yes,
और प्राइवेट कंपनी जो
yes,
थी,
yes,
उनका
definitely.
उनकी परमिशन से ये जो ब्रिज खुला था, क्या लगता है नाराजगी है इस वक्त पे सरकार
Yes.
से, उनकी जो अधिकारी हैं उनसे?
Yes, definitely नाराजगी तो है, लेकिन मोरबी की जनता समझदार है। और दूसरी एक चीज है जो बहुत मेरे दिमाग में भी आई, जैसे ये सब हादसा हो गया एक बार, अभी इसको बदला नहीं जा सकता, लेकिन आगे में ऐसा हो ना, इसके लिए प्रॉपर एक सेफ्टी वे प्रिकॉशंस एंड
बहुत जरूरी बात आप कर रहे हैं। क्या लग रहा है इस पे, क्या वोटिंग पे, पोलिंग पे इसका
Yes,
कोई
yes.
इम्पैक्ट पड़ेगा?
यस, डेफिनेटली इम्पैक्ट पड़ेगा, लेकिन मैंने जैसे आपको पहले बोला कि मोरबी की जनता समझदार है क्या नहीं, क्योंकि यहाँ के लोकल्स जो है वो देख रहे हैं, काम को देख रहे हैं, क्या चीज है क्या है नहीं, वो सभी बारी बारी कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हैं, लेकिन जो है वो तो है।
सर, आपसे एक सवाल लेना चाहूंगी, आप भी यहाँ के बहुत पुराने वोटर हैं। एक छोटा सा मोरबी शहर है, ज्यादा लोग इसको भारत में इसका नाम भी नहीं सुना था, पर अब जब दुर्घटनाओं में गिना जाएगा।
All right, that's Tanushri getting us those reactions from Morbi as well. Clearly, this election, Sanket, as we were discussing, will be held in the shadow of that massive tragedy in Gujarat. But let me now bring in our political analysts as well. Ashutosh Srivastav, pro-BJP political analyst there, as well as Tehseen Poonawalla, political analyst pro the Congress party. Tehseen, coming first to you today, the Chief Election Commissioner has himself responded to all the criticism coming their way for what was being called a delay in the announcement of dates. He said that there is ample time, 110 days to go before the end of the Gujarat Assembly tenure. Do you and the Congress party believe that's a valid argument that has now been provided?
You know, I heard the Chief Election Commissioner and he sought refuge in legality. But one of the most important questions that we must ask ourselves is legality over morality. And I think that's where the Chief Election Commissioner completely failed to answer moralistic questions. The moralistic questions were these. Last time Himachal and Gujarat were announced together. Yes, legally, he still has time to announce Gujarat and they did it within time. But why were they not announced together? Question number 2, last time during the Gujarat elections, we all remember how the model code of conduct was violated by the Honorable Prime Minister of Gujarat, Prime Minister of India, by flying that seaplane in Gujarat and saying first time in India seaplane is flown. Since then that seaplane wasn't flown. Why were these exceptions made? What action was taken post that? Will these now apply for the Prime Minister? And why was the Honorable Prime Minister allowed to make announcements after announcements? And only when he finished the announcements and the inaugurations was this announced election. I have one very pertinent point to ask, and I'm very disappointed no journalist asked the election commissioner this. For Morbi, what happened? Isn't somebody election commissioner or the election commission responsible? Had they announced these dates earlier, the bridge would not have been inaugurated the way it was. These inaugurations that happened, this fanfare, shouldn't the election commission at least morally take up some responsibility?
All right. That's the argument coming in from Tehseen Poonawalla. Let me now go across to Ashutosh Srivastava for a question with regards to the three-cornered contest in Gujarat this time around. The Aam Aadmi Party is there as well. Will it be advantage BJP, considering that what most people believe is the opposition votes will be split?
See, that could be a probability, but see, this is the first time AAP is contesting election in Gujarat, so it will be very difficult to say at this moment. But see, the people of Gujarat will obviously see whatever the government has done so far, what developments have been carried out, and how the lives of people have changed, what kind of investments have come to the state. And all these factors will matter so far as the Gujarat people are concerned. Also, the employment and other factors, as we have seen recently, many big investment have gone to Gujarat from so many other states. So that would, I think, will make a good impact so far as the ruling BJP is concerned at present. Okay. And so far as my friend said about the election commission, I do not find anything wrong which has been decided by the election commission. The election commission is very much within the ambit of law so far as Article 324 of the Constitution is concerned and other laws are concerned. There is no delay at all. And there is no law as such that two states election should be declared together. There is nothing like that.
At that point, I think, was made by Tehseen. He said that if legality is considered, the Election Commission is well within its rights to announce the dates that they've done today. But what they are raising is an ethical question. Yes,
just wanted to remind our viewers, this is exactly what happened last time also, in 2017. So, in that sense, this is not something unique which has happened this time around. Of course, the questions around it are being raised. The Congress party is raising questions on the fairness of the election commission. The EC, the Chief Election Commissioner, responded. But you know, Tehseen, the bigger question over here is, let's keep the election commission out of the process and talk about the electoral contest itself. It's a three-way fight. There is a new player called the Aam Aadmi Party, which has the momentum but perhaps not the ground strength as the Congress. There is a Congress which has the ground strength, it has the cadre, the base, the infrastructure, but it does not have that dynamic leadership or even the campaign, which has not, you know, kind of reached that fever pitch that one would expect. And then you have an incumbent, a very strong one at that, called the Bharatiya Janata Party, which after 26 years in power wants to continue to retain power. Tehseen, in a situation like this, what is your calculation about the Aam Aadmi Party's advent? Are they going to damage the Congress or damage the BJP?
Okay, Sanket, can I just come in here for a bit? Can we take this question with Tehseen in just a bit? We have to take a very quick break, but Tehseen will be back and then you can just respond to Sanket's question, very pertinent one there.